Hi there, I'm Jamie Taylor. Welcome to Your Health Matters, brought to you by Kingman Regional Medical Center, your community-owned hospital. Every week on this program, I have a different guest, and we talk about different services, programs, opportunities that are available here at KRMC. So I hope you'll stay tuned. We'll be back right after these messages with a really exciting guest. Welcome back to Your Health Matters. My guest today is Teri Williams, who's the communications specialist at KRMC and happens to work for me too. Thanks for being on the show, Teri.
Certainly. Glad to be here.
Well, and today we're going to talk about pink and how appropriate you're wearing pink. You
Yes.
got your Catch It Early shirt on.
Absolutely.
So the first thing we want to talk about is Catch It Early. Since you're wearing your shirt, we'll talk about that. So let's explain to the audience, what is Catch It Early?
Well, Catch It Early is a program that we started here at KMC probably about 6 years ago now.
I think it's been that long already.
Yeah. The goal of the program is to assure that every woman in our community has access to the breast health care they need. A lot of people don't realize that 1 in 8 women get breast cancer.
Wow,
and
that's a pretty high percentage.
And unfortunately, a lot of people in our community, for one reason or another, they don't have health insurance, or they have health insurance that has high deductibles or whatever, creates a lot of barriers for women to get the mammography screening and clinical breast exams and the types of health care that they need. And so our Catch It Early program is all about giving women the opportunity to get in regardless of their financial circumstances or whatever, so that they're screened for breast cancer. Our idea is that if you can get breast cancer and catch it early through proper screening, then we can catch cancer early if a woman has it, and it's if you do get it early, it can the woman's chances of survival are very, very good.
Right.
And treatment doesn't have to be a big
It's invasive and all of
yeah,
that, yeah.
yeah.
And hence the name Catch It Early, but that
Yes.
is, I mean, it does make such a difference if we catch it in the early stages versus when it's already been there for a while.
Absolutely.
Like you said, the women's prognosis and survival rates are much better if it catch it when it's really small.
Exactly, and you know, I'm an example of that. We started this program several years ago, but just 2 years ago, actually about to this day, 2 years ago, I went in for my mammogram, and sure enough, they found the cancer in me, and it was, thank God, very early, and as you know, it really wasn't, my treatment really didn't involve a whole bunch of icky stuff, I guess.
Chemo and all of that.
I didn't have to do chemo. I never missed a day of work, and I did have radiation treatment, and I'm fully recovered. They got the cancer, and so it really does not have to be a big traumatic experience.
Right.
I mean, it's scary,
Sure.
no doubt about it.
Anytime you hear the big C word,
Well,
it's
yeah,
scary.
and you will die unless you get appropriate care. The thing is that I did get the care I needed, and we got it taken care of, and
here you are.
Here I am. So,
an even better, stronger spokesperson for Catch It Early.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm pretty passionate about it now.
That's awesome.
And we just want to make sure that all women in our community are first know that if they're a woman, they're at high risk, and that they have to be screened for cancer after age 40.
And the screening itself, I mean, the mammography is really not that difficult to do. I mean,
No.
we have awesome staff at the imaging center, and of course now we have the 3D tomosynthesis that it's just amazing. And again, that caught yours so early
Right.
and so small and deep. Didn't Dr. Johansson say it normally it would have probably
Yeah.
not shown for a while?
Mine wouldn't have shown had it not been for the 3D technology that we have here at KMC. Certain women have dense breast tissue. And if the tissue is dense, it's very hard to see if you have cancer that's underlying the tissue. It's hard to see through it in a normal 2D mammogram, which is, by the way, is an X-ray of the breast.
Right.
And in a 2D mammogram, what the doctors see is like an X-ray image. And so if there's something underlying tissue, it's hard to see.
Doesn't show. Right.
And with the technology we have here at KRMC, you can actually see the tissue in slices. The radiologist can, and in my case, yes, it was underlying tissue and probably wouldn't have shown up in a 2D mammogram, but it did with us. So I was in the right place at the right time.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
speaking of Dr. Johansson too, of course, that's another huge blessing that we have here at KRMC.
Absolutely.
I mean, weren't we the first in the region to have
We
the
were the
3D
first.
tomosynthesis? And then we get Dr. Johansson, who did his fellowship, and that's his specialty, right?
Right. Actually, Dr. Johansson trained, of course, he did his radiology training at Mayo in Rochester, Minnesota, but then he did a special fellowship in breast imaging, which a lot of radiologists don't get that extra training, but in his case, he went for a fellowship at Massachusetts General Hospital, which is where 3D mammography was developed and tested.
Right. Okay.
And because of his association, it was because of him that KRMC was one of the first really in the nation to implement this technology back in 2011.
Right.
And
then he came with it.
and he came with it, and and like I say, you know, certain things work out certain ways. I have to just say again, I was in the right place at the right time with the right technology and the right expertise that saved my life.
Right. And we're doing that for women all across the county.
All across the county. And back to our Catch It Early program, what we're providing is one way or another, we want women in and get that screening. And we have funding from the Susan G. Komen Phoenix grant. We have a grant from the National Breast Cancer Foundation. We work very closely with the Well Woman Health Check program and with several other programs, and through community donations, different things that we try to get funding that one way or another will get women in if they can't afford that mammogram or if they have other problems. The good thing that women should know, though, is if they do have insurance, almost always that insurance covers a screening mammogram after they're age 40, or for women who
higher risk.
Who are high risk. Usually it's for women who, if you're younger than 40, if you have a first degree relative, like a mother or a sister or a daughter who has breast cancer or has been diagnosed with breast cancer, then normally they want to start screening 10 years before
So
the
like at
age
30
of their relative when they found it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they can
Does that
then
make sense?
get.
Yeah.
So if they found, if your mother got breast cancer at 45, they'd want you to start
at
35. Okay. That
Exactly.
makes sense. Okay. So I know we're doing these programs to help women, and twice a year, isn't it, that we do the special rate for mammos
Exactly.
even? So we can do the $99.
Yes, we offer a program that's $99 that if a woman has high deductible insurance, or if she just wants to go in and, you know, and it costs her more than $99 to get a mammogram, then then come here at KRMC during the month of October, and we offer the screening mammogram. And again, all our mammograms are done with the 3D technology, so at no extra cost. So that's important for people to know that they get a very thorough exam for $99 max out of their pockets. So we'll be offering that during the month of October.
Great. And I know, you know, of course, as you said, the big C is scary, and a lot of times we want to be in denial. You know, I know of a number of women who have found a lump, and they just, and they just want to, if I don't talk about it or I don't touch it, you know, pretend it's not there, maybe it'll go away, and of course it doesn't. And the other thing of it is, even if they have the mammogram done, then what do I do? And again, I think we want to make sure people know we work with the Well Woman program, plus we have programs in place here at KRMC to help with that follow-up treatment as well for the biopsies and things that need to be done, right?
Exactly. Well, and a lot of our Catch It Early program, we see that, and we're seeing it more and more with the high deductible health insurances that are out there.
They're putting it off.
Some women are going in and having their screening mammogram, but then if something is found abnormal in their screening mammogram, then they need to come back for further diagnostic testing. And a lot of women are first of all, there's the fear factor, like you mentioned, but then there's also a big barrier with, hey, I've got this high deductible insurance and I've got to meet that deductible. And for women who fall within certain income guidelines, we do provide help with further diagnostic testing, biopsies, and then all the way through treatment. So we will, we're all about getting these women the care they need, regardless of their ability to pay.
Right, and I think the other thing I want to make sure we talk about is Jennifer Rosebach, who our breast cancer navigator, and of course she's been on the show before, but I just want to reiterate, since we're talking Catch It Early, how she is there to help navigate these women through the whole process, from that diagnostics, the first time, second, through treatment. And I've had numerous women share with me stories of, you know, literally Jennifer holding their hand through the procedure and being there, and the calls to make sure they get in, that they, you know, come back for their follow-up appointments, things like that. And so that's important for women to know as well, that there's someone there to help them through that maze, because that's another part of the fear factor is what's next? What do I do next?
Well, and breast cancer and breast cancer diagnosis all the way through treatment, it's complex, and it is intimidating for a lot of women. Where do I go now? It's like this black hole. And we have a generous grant from the National Breast Cancer Foundation that we received several years ago to start our Navigator program, and then we got Jennifer, and she is an amazing woman who she just feels so strongly for the situation that these women find themselves in. And so I highly recommend, if there's women in the audience that are afraid, or if they've noticed any kind of symptoms or abnormalities in their breast and they're just kind of ignoring it, to give Jennifer a call. Jennifer can explain what's going on. It's free. She's a resource in our community for women, and to just give her a call, she can help people find the funding, get the help, whatever they need.
So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I know we've got a bunch of things to share about stuff coming up in October, how other people can get involved and help. So stay tuned. We'll be back right after these messages.
We did this video to enter into a national contest called the National Pink Glove Dance Contest.
Welcome back to Your Health Matters. My guest today is Teri Williams, and we've been talking about the Catch It Early program. Wow, there's even more exciting things, though, that we want to talk about that are coming up in October. We want people to be aware of. So do we start with the video first?
Sure, let's start with the video. In fact, one of the first thing coming up is the Mojave County Fair, September 11th through 14th. The hospital here at KRMC, we've teamed with the City of Kingman and the Kingman Cancer Care Unit, and we will be conducting events all through October, but the first place we'll be at the fair. Okay. We will have a table right at the front entrance of the commercial building, and at that table we will be premiering our Pink Glove Dance video that we shot. A lot of people in the community participated and will know what I'm talking about. We shot at zillions of different events, from the rodeo to the horseshoe tournaments, and different businesses in the community got involved. We shot at on factory floors and in neighborhoods. Stores and neighborhoods, and it's an amazing show of how our community comes together and how generous our community is. We did this video to enter into a national contest called the National Pink Glove Dance Contest, and it's put on by Medline Corporation, who manufactures the pink surgical gloves. So it's certainly a good marketing thing for them. But anyway, it's kind of gone viral, and so we decided to join the dance, and our video shows not just our hospital, but how the entire community comes together to raise awareness about breast cancer and to support.
Well, and then if we win this contest, the money we win, I believe we've designated, will go to the Kingman Cancer Care Unit, which of course is a huge collaborator with KRMC and our patients, our cancer patients. So, and how much can we win?
We can win $10,000 as the grand prize. So, and the way we win is with votes from the community. And so starting on September 9th, the video will be online at www.pinkglovedance.com. It will only be able to be seen there, other than when we show a sneak peek at the fair. But people have to go in and vote. And I urge everybody in the community to vote. You can vote every day between September 9th and September 23rd, I believe. And every day, for every email address you have, you can...
so you can use personal and work, or and your
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if we get enough votes, and we're competing against hundreds of videos nationwide, but I think we have an advantage, because a lot of the videos that are done elsewhere are just done in hospitals. And of course hospital people would vote for it, but getting the word out in the community, people aren't going to pay attention. But in our community, our entire community was involved in making the video.
From the mayor to the
people at the Railroad Museum who got a pink train at the Railroad Museum, and they even participated. So we had an amazing show of support in our community, and we're really counting on our community to continue to support and go online and vote every day.
And remind us again, www.pinkglovedance.com. And we'll put that out again.
Very good.
Then I want to make sure we get time to cover all this, because you've got so much coming up in October. And this is last year in October, when we were doing all this pink stuff, is when we were videotaping. Well, it's October, we're doing more pink stuff again. So let's go over that list of events. You started the fairgrounds. And then what?
we've got several things. On September 20th, we have a horseshoe tournament that's open to the public. It's called Pitching for Cancer Horseshoe Tournament. People can learn more about that by calling the Kingman City Parks and Recreation Department. Again, this year we will be at the Andy Divine Days Rodeo, and as we know, on Sunday is the Tough Enough to Wear Pink Day. Representatives from KRMC, from the city, whatever, will be on hand to talk more about these events and raise funds for both the Kingman Cancer Care Unit and our Catch It Early program. Then we're doing something new this year. It's called the Go Pink Block Party, which will coincide with the First Friday events in downtown Kingman on October 3rd. And at that block party, we will be doing the Pink Pig Out eating contest.
Which that's kind of becoming a staple.
Oh, absolutely. At Redneck's Barbecue. And people can contact the City of Kingman Human Resources Department if they want to participate as a participant, eating a great big, gigantic,
like 5 pounds or
5
something?
pound, pulled pork sandwich and coleslaw. Pound of coleslaw. Anyway, so that will be going on during that First Friday event on October 3rd. And then in addition to that, we will be doing a pink ribbon drop. And we will be selling tickets for these pink ribbons. The person that has a pink ribbon that lands closest to a target, and I forgot to say that they will be dropped from about 50 feet from a Kingman Fire
hook and ladder
truck.
Fun. Very good.
And the first prize is a gold tickets for 2 at Grand Canyon West.
Oh, nice.
That was donated by the Wallapai Tribal Nation.
Very good.
And second prize is a fantastic barbecue grill that was built by
the
prisoners.
Awesome.
Yes, and we had one last year. This one's even more gorgeous.
Wow. They
so
do
that's
amazing
second prize.
work. I've seen many of those.
Third prize is $250 in cash. So those pink ribbons will be on sale at the fair and at the rodeo and leading up to these events. They are $5 for one. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll have to correct that.
That's right.
People are going to have to call the city.
You're not sure how much.
I'm not thinking of it right now. Then, of course, on October 4th, the following day, we have the annual Walk a Mile in Their Shoes, which is a walk and for people who have had breast cancer or know of somebody who has breast cancer, again, to raise funds for the Kingman Cancer Care Unit. And people can find more out about that by calling Erin Collins or
Erin Cochran.
I'm sorry. Yes,
or
Erin
Janet
Cochran.
Watson, Mayor Watson.
Right.
They're big supporters of that.
And then during October 12th through the 18th, we have Community Go Pink Week, where the entire community is challenged to decorate their businesses, and both inside and out. And there will be a competition between those businesses, and the winner of the competition wins the big pink
lighted ribbon that we put outside of the hospital.
Absolutely.
And that's become a tradition too, because then every year the businesses that won it the previous year get to display them. So
which makes our community even more pink.
Right, that's awesome.
And during that time we also challenge businesses to do fundraising and schools and whoever else wants to get involved to do fundraising for either our Catch It Early program or the Kingman Cancer Care Unit.
I know American Woodmark has been a big supporter and done fundraising in the past, and some of the schools have too, so that's awesome.
Absolutely. And in fact, this year, a great fundraising idea idea is the Danbar Steakhouse has challenged their sister restaurant in Prescott, and they are selling pink boot koozies, and their theme is Boot Out Cancer.
Oh, fun.
And they're selling these koozies in the restaurant, so it's kind of a competition between the two cities.
Okay.
So the restaurant that makes the most money for cancer care charities is the winner. So
Very good.
definitely go to the Danbar Steakhouse and buy your koozie so that Keenman can win.
Very
Yeah,
good. Love
yeah.
that. And I know we got to keep
We got to keep moving. And then on the October 18th, we have our Pink Heels parade and celebration. Cancer survivors are invited to walk in the parade. Then we have a celebration where city officials and state officials and whatever, kind of a huge celebration of survivorship. It's a wonderful event. And
very uplifting and
it is.
heartwarming.
And during that same time, it segues into KRMC's Women's Health Expo, where there's tons of information on women's health.
And then the last one is the 22nd?
October 22nd, our Breast Cancer Survivor Luncheon. This will be the 4th annual, and all breast cancer survivors are treated, and a guest are treated to a beautiful lunch and speakers, and again, it's a wonderful event to celebrate survivorship.
Very good. Well, we covered a lot of information, so people can call you
For
with
more
questions,
information.
and we'll have a press release. It'll be in the paper
Right,
as well.
right.
So thank you, Terry, for being on the show. And I'm
Certainly.
sorry we ran out of time, but there's lots of things to do in October. So don't be afraid to call Terry with more
Absolutely.
answers to your questions. And I hope you'll join me again next week when I'll have another great guest on the program.